guys, in this tutorial you will learn how ChatGPT can help bug bounty hunters and hackers to find the vulnerability from the source, and it's gonna be like a vulnerability scanner, but not like other scanner like a black box. It's gonna be kind of logically, and you can use it to find the vulnerability from a source of your project. For example, I just find some vulnerable script here. For example, I have this. If I'm going to copy this script, and it is JavaScript, this script, if I'm going to copy it and say okay, find the vulnerability from here, from this script for me, if it really has, and then ChatGPT will read whole of the script, and then if it could find any vulnerability, it will let you know and tell you which part of the code has a vulnerability. This script appears to have a vulnerability related to open redirection. If I'm going to open my notepad, I can see here open redirect, and even I found this script in the, I think, Portswigger, or there was another website which the vulnerability of the related vulnerability of this script was open redirect as well. So the way how this AI help hacker is like so easy. The only thing which you gotta do is that you have to copy your source and you will get the result, but it is not like a human, as we know. If you are a cybersecurity researcher or bug bounty hunter, definitely you can focus more, and you have a definitely better knowledge, and definitely you have experience, and because you're human, right? But it can help bug bounty hunters and hackers as well to find the vulnerability as easy as possible. As you can see, ChatGPT tells us this script appears to have a vulnerability related to open redirection. If an attacker can control the URL parameter passing the query string, they could redirect the user to a malicious site, potentially compromising the user's security and privacy. To mitigate this vulnerability, the script should validate the URL, URL parameter to ensure it's only redirected to a trusted or expected location. Okay, I'm gonna say, um, can you fix the open redirect vulnerability in this script for me? And oh yeah, for me, that's it. And it's just going to fix the open redirect vulnerability, and finally just going to print you the final script. We need to wait a little bit. Certainly here is one way to fix open redirect vulnerability in this script, and as you can see, just really, it just it feel, you just need to spend less than 1 minute to do it. And how hackers can use it and can help hackers, there are some bug bounty platform like HackerOne, Bugcrowd, and this kind of platform. And if you're going to go to those kind of websites, for example, if I'm going to go to HackerOne and I'm going to log in, for example, with my account, that what can I do? Simply just can go to at the top, like, opportunities, yeah, here, program type, BDP, BVP, whatever, all type. I'm going to say, for example, source code, and search. It's just going to show you the program which program which have a source code, and you need to find the vulnerability from the source code. So it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be like a black box hacking. So you already have a source code. The only thing which you gotta do is that you have to go to the source code, read the source, understand how the website work, and find a certain vulnerability which you want. So for example, the first website, if I'm going to go to this first website here, if I'm going to open here, as you can see, source code, I have the source code in GitHub. If I'm going to open it, I can see the source code. I can see a lot of directories here which contain this directory, I can see the source code of this project. For example, um, I want to show you example only. For example, account.java. The only thing which hackers can do is that simply go to each directory and then copy the code and paste it in a ChatGPT and find out if ChatGPT can find a certain vulnerability for them or not. Because if you want to spend the time to hold off this source, you need to spend a lot of time for that, right? So you can use ChatGPT to find the basic vulnerability, but ChatGPT is not like a human. Definitely, if you are a security researcher, bug bounty hunter, definitely you are more knowledgeable than ChatGPT. You are more smart and intelligent. I'm not saying like ChatGPT is bad. ChatGPT is awesome in its way, but um, it's just going to help you to make your work faster. Maybe you can use ChatGPT and easily find the vulnerability without even spending more than 1 hour. Just copy the source code and paste it in ChatGPT. But I'm saying you can use this AI to help your process in a bug bounty, and you can earn money. So it's gonna be better if you're going to use this tool and different tools with together, and your mind or like for doing it manually. So do everything. Use the automate tools, use the AI, and use your mind as well manually. So if I'm going to go here, as you can see, we have the source code, which just make this source code to fix the problem of to fix the vulnerability of open redirect. Let's see what's happening exactly. In this example, we are checking the host of the URL being passed in the URL parameter, and only allowing redirection if the host ends with the example.com. This restriction helps ensure that only trusted and expected location are being redirected to. So he's just simply saying, okay, I just change the source for you, and this source will help you to will simply help you to fix the open redirect vulnerability, and it's just going to check if the host.end with if the end of the host was example.com, then it will redirect you to your target, to the example.com. But if the host.end with or the end of the host was another website or malicious website, so you just know it's not going to let you to go. And else response.send error, http server response blah blah blah, forbidden. But even you can simply like bypass this as well, because simply we can say, okay, because if you are going to see the um, possible payload which exists in the GitHub, you will see, okay, there is a way which you can simply bypass this as well. You can just simply write, okay, make it more secure for me. So you're just going to change the method to fix the open redirect, because I'm saying you can I'm going to say hackers can still bypass the security and find the open and exploit the open redirect vulnerability. So make it more efficient or something. Because simply if you're going to open the Google open redirect vulnerability, open redirect payloads, I'm going to say easily, like here you can see the payloads. I think simply okay, let me go to the payload if I can find it. Open redirect. What about the six? Let me see what AI told us. Here is more secure version of the script that will help mitigate open redirect vulnerability. So it just give us the more secure um, script which can help us to fix the vulnerability. But I'm still saying, like, hackers can bypass this security, because right now I really don't remember how. I know I have it in my mind, but I don't remember how. Hackers can say, okay, example.com, I think, and then after that, for example, I think I don't remember, to be honest, but hackers can say this, and at the end of that, for example, their malicious website. So you're just going to ignore this, and you're just going to go to their malicious website. But I don't remember how, and I don't remember the payload. But I'm saying, like, even you can use the ChatGPT to make your script more secure, and you just uh, write hello domains here. Just explain here. In this version, we are checking the host of the URL being passed in the URL parameter. It's just a list of trusted domains, and the list of trusted domains is that string list hello domain equal example 1, example 2, and example 3. So only these three websites can reach. So if hackers just add a malicious website to the parameter, so it just not going to go, because only hello domains can go. However, even you can read more, because I don't want to waste time. So I'm going to just check the another script, the XS fun, copy this fun, and paste on. Find the vulnerability from this script, or from this code. The code has a vulnerability related to this XSS vulnerability by passing a malicious URL in the location.replace function. An attacker could inject a malicious script into the web page when the page is loaded by victim browser. The injected script will execute it and carry out the attacker intended actions, potentially compromising the user security and privacy. To mitigate this vulnerability, the code should properly sanitize and validate all user control input before using it any script. Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, just saying, like, because of the location that replace, hackers can use a JavaScript malicious code or XS payload to just make their victim to do the um, in unintended, I think, because of, yeah, attacker intended action. So it's gonna be, because of my English, I'm not sure. So the victim will do the unintended action, or the will do the action which they don't really know. So because hackers or attackers is just going to inject the JavaScript malicious code or XSS payload, there's no difference, and say, for example, get the cookies and send the cookies of the victim to my server or something like that. So whenever the person, for example, open the link or something like that, the cookie of that person is just going to send to the to the attacker. It's just an example. However, the only thing which I really care is that here we see the location that replace function. He's saying the in the location of in the part of location that replace, we have the vulnerability here. Location that replace HLDSP, no, HTTPS, blah blah blah, W3, blah blah blah, whatever. So what I'm gonna do now, I wanna ask how we can exploit it, because I wanna see ChatGPT just going to tell us how we can exploit it or not really. So I'm going to say how we can exploit it though. So I think just it's not going to give you how and tell you how, but we simply can exploit it by some X payload. Um, Here's one example of how attacker can exploit the access vulnerability in the code. An attacker create a malicious URL that include a script that they want to run in the victim browser. The script might steal sensitive information such as victim sessions, cookie, as I told you, or perform some other malicious action. The attacker or the victim to click on the malicious URL. But what's gonna be what's gonna be URL looks like exactly. Because the purpose of me to create this post was like you can simply use a chat GPT to find the vulnerability, but it's not like a human as I told you, but it can really help you. And it's saying, okay, here's an example of what malicious URL could look like. Yeah, okay, he's saying ChatGPT is saying example.com temp. Why temp? Because in the script we have temp here, right? ID temp. Let me show you temp. Yeah, here, get element temp dot inner HTML. So it will get the element of the by ID of the temp dot inner HTML, and they need to programmers need to sanitize it, not like only get the result and you know do the certain action with the JavaScript to that code or to that link or whatever, to that value, because hackers simply can inject a JavaScript malicious value or code or XSS payload, as we can see a script alert or whatever. So it's just going to execute this JavaScript code inside here, you know. That's why I'm saying that. So I'm gonna say, can you give me the script of that, but fix the XSS vulnerability for me, please, and thank you. Be respectful. And yeah, just going to tell to wait a little bit. Here we go. Here's an example of a script that fixes the XSS vulnerability. So we can just simply see the difference between this script, which ChatGPT fix the XSS vulnerability for us, and this script, which is vulnerable to XSS. So we can just simply see that, and then we can easily understand how it just really works. In this code, the script no longer uses user counter input to modify the content of the web page. Instead, it set trusted value 73. I don't know what is that, to be honest, directly in the script by avoiding the use of untrusted input. Why untrusted input? Because as I told you, hackers can just in the input can just inject anything which they want. For example, malicious JavaScript code or XSS code. So website is just going to execute this code, and as we know that's JavaScript code, I'm just going to move it to this location for the run it like to run it as JavaScript code as a string, but as we know it is not a string, it is a JavaScript code, so we're just going to do something which hacker wants. Okay, let me see. By avoiding the use of untrusted input in the page script, this code eliminate the possibility of blah blah blah. Okay, let me see. Here we have this. Let trusted Ajax underline res. What difference between this and this? Okay, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna say this script, copy, and this script, copy. Okay, let me see the difference. The only difference is that here you just set a variable, let's untrusted Ajax res, and this variable contain document that write blah blah blah. But here it's okay, let trusted Ajax on res, and the trusted it's 73 f, and I don't know what is that, to be honest. Document that get element by id temp that inner HTML trusted Ajax. Okay, I'm gonna say, because I don't know right now, I'm gonna say, can you explain a little bit what is 73f, because I don't really understand. That's it. I'm just talking with ChatGPT and just going to explain you more. Because right now, I wanna find out why. Can you explain a little bit? Yeah, here it is my question. This is a temperature value in a degree. Okay, it's a temperature. It's used in this code as an example of trusted value that is set directly in the script rather than being taken from user control. The goal is to demonstrate a safe approach to writing code that avoids the excessive vulnerability that was present in the original. By setting the trusted value directly in the script, this code eliminates the possibility of vulnerability caused by using untrusted input. Okay, just now I understand. You just set the trusted value and just letting the program know this value is a trusted. If other values just insert in this variable or just inject in this variable by the user or by the hacker, whatever, and that wasn't like that, so that means that's untrusted value, and that might be the XSS payload or JavaScript matches code or whatever. But I'm gonna say, give me more efficient way, efficient script of that. Wanna get the more efficient script, and finally we can just compare three of them together. Right now it just takes 21 minutes to explain all of this, but my final purpose was like you can use a ChatGPT as a kind of vulnerability scanner, but not like a black box. You're just going to scan it, or you're just going to find the vulnerability from source logically, because it's just going to read the source. It's not like other vulnerability scanner who just you know don't read, because in a real world mostly you don't have a source, right? So you need to use a some vulnerability scanner which do it like a black box, and you cannot see anything about the source. But sometimes you can go to HackerOne and you will see some program which just you already have the source of them. The only thing which you got to do is that you have to find the vulnerability in their source, and it's gonna be a little bit easier, and at the same time a little bit harder. But as you can see, it's eligible, so hackers can get paid by just reading the source and find the vulnerability from the source. So it's not gonna be like a black box. So you can use hackers can use the ChatGPT as well. Okay, let me see. In this code, the temperature value is set directly as the inner HTML of the span element with the ID tab. By avoiding the use of untrusted input in the page script, this code eliminates the possibility of blah blah blah. It's kind of same, but it just change the way how it just write it. However, if I'm going to delete these, and just simply copy this one as well, because I want to show you. Okay, find the vulnerability from this code for me if it really exists. Shift enter, paste the code. And as we know, the vulnerability of this source is a SQL injection, so we need to give us a SQL injection. As you can see, we get the SQL injection. And let me see something here. Okay, here. This code is vulnerable to SQL injection attack. The vulnerability arises because user input is concatenated directly into the SQL query without proper escaping or validation. An attacker could manipulate the first name or last name parameter to inject the malicious SQL code into the query. For example, if an attacker sets the first name to Robert, drop table orders, the query becomes this. Select ID, first name, last name from other where first name is Robert, and you're just going to change this like that and drop table other. So it's really cool, right? Because as you can see, it just simply explain line by line, and even how hackers can exploit this vulnerability. As you can see, we have uh, the payload as well. It's example, but by just explaining for us. This malicious query will delete the outers. Why delete the outers? Because drop table outers. Drop table means delete, like for deleting the table. Delete the outers table, which could lead to data loss and compromise the security of the application. To prevent SQL injection attacks, user input should be properly escaped or validated before being used in a SQL query. So user input need to be validated before using the SQL query. And SQL query, and a more secure version of this code might, okay, it is a more secure. Let me see it first. The source, the script which was not really secure, is that a string first name, last name, and a string query ID, last name, blah blah blah. Period. Okay, let me see, because I cannot really read that because it's white. I don't like it. Okay, let me see here. It's the secure version of that script. String first name, string last name. Get the parameter of that. If first name dot match A to Z and A to Z with capital, last name dot match this, redirect or return an error or whatever. And it is and. String query, select ID, first name, last name from others where first name and last name in this. Okay. And prepare statement pstmd. Okay, let me see. In this code, the user input is first validated to ensure that it only contains a letter. Why I say that? Because as you can see, we can see that only the value of the first name and last name need to contain the letter A to Z and A to Z capital. So hackers cannot use semicolon, and because hacker need to escape from this query, need to escape from it. So hacker need to use semicolon, and one quotation, double quotation to escape it, and inject his own SQL query. But here we just a little bit validate it and say, okay, hackers or users only can write the A to Z and A to Z capital word in the first name input, and in the first name parameter, and in the last name parameter. So hackers cannot use semicolon or double dash. It's just for it's like for ignoring others and just do that. It's like that, ignoring other after that and just do that. What is double dash? Double dash is like it will ignore last name and everything. It's just going to run these. That's why. So hackers cannot use semicolon, everything. So it's one of the ways which programmers can do, and simply just make users to just use the A to Z small and capital to be the value of the these two parameters, first name and last name. Sorry, because I really talk a lot, and right now it's 11:20, and to be honest, I came from gym and I'm so tired. That's why I'm like that. But to be honest, 99% I'm not like that. So simply we just can learn how hackers can just exploit these vulnerabilities, find these vulnerabilities, abuse from these vulnerabilities, and everything. And even real bug bounty hunters can use ChatGPT in the real world. And as I told you, like a hacker one, we can find some different programs which just they put this and their project is open source, and they put their source in the GitHub, so hackers can read the source and find the vulnerability, so it's not gonna be like a black box. And whenever they find a vulnerability from the source, from the whole of the source, they can report it and get paid and get their bounty. So it's like that. That's it. I hope you love this tutorial. And it's not like only 3 vulnerability it can detect. If you are going to say, for example, can you give me 10 vulnerability which you really can find from source, which I give you. It's just going to give you, for example, 10 vulnerability which it can really find. But I'm saying, like, it's not like you need to, or you have to, or you should use this tool. You should use AI. I'm telling you, like, because it exists right now and even is free, so it's a good opportunity for hackers to use it because it's free. Okay, it's like, unfortunately, it is not possible. Okay, give me 10 web application vulnerability which you can detect. As I told you, it's a real opportunity for hackers to use these tools with together to just find the vulnerability more easier, get paid more easier, and earn a lot more money. So when you have these opportunities, just use it. When you have this AI and it's completely free, so just use it. You're not going to lose anything, to be honest. You're not going to lose anything because I'm not saying it just it's gonna be like a god or it's gonna be like a human, knowledgeable, experienced, and everything. But if you're going to use AI, if you are going to use some other tools, if are just going to use your experience and your mindset, because people have a different mindset. With the combination of these tools with together and these ways with together and with these methods with together, finally I'm sure you can find the vulnerability and you can just get paid. The only purpose of this video was like, please, when you have the opportunity, just use it and just be a little bit creative, because if you're going to be creative, definitely you can find the better ways to use this AI. But it can really be awesome for hackers, to be honest. That's it. And here you go. We can see the 10 vulnerability which, for example, it can detect. CSRF, no, it is not CSRF. Yeah, it is CSRF. Unvalidated input, broken access control, blah 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 blah, whatever. uh, I'm just getting confused because it's like CSRF, but it is not CSRF. It's like tampering with, or for, okay, I don't know what is that, to be honest, but it is CSRF. However, I told you my final purpose to create this video. I hope you love it. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, because whenever you subscribe it and just click on the notification, because whenever I post, you can just get my post as fast as possible, so you can learn something. And I hope you love it. Please like this video as well. See you later. Goodbye.